Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. In this video, I'm going to answer the question, are the unemployment numbers wrong? And I'll give you some interesting data that actually was revealed this morning on CNBC because I think this was a very interesting report from CNBC. And it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, but I think CNBC did an excellent job outlining this in their report, and I'm going to show you that report and let you decide for yourself. Now, if you've been following my channel, you understand a lot of our viewers and subscribers are struggling with unemployment. I've seen a lot of comments from our subscribers saying that the unemployment numbers are wrong. They are much worse than expected. Well, what's interesting is that at this point in time, 25.2 million Americans are receiving unemployment. They're on some form of unemployment assistance, including the pandemic unemployment assistance program. Now, the recent unemployment numbers that came out were actually worse than the prior week, so there was some concern about that. But the actual number of individuals who are unemployed or who've dropped out of the workforce is just 11 million, just over 11 million individuals. There's a big discrepancy between 11 million and 25 million. So what CNBC said, and Steve Leisman from CNBC actually said that this could be because of fraud, and this could be because of repeated applications for unemployment, which suggests that the unemployment numbers, again, this is according to the CNBC report, okay, which suggests that the unemployment numbers may not be as bad as we think they are. In other words, the numbers of, close to 30 million unemployed, there are not 30 million unemployed individuals. So this suggests that the numbers may not be as bad as we think they are. But let me be clear, the numbers are still pretty bad, whichever way you look at it. So I think that was very interesting. And again, there are increasing concerns, and again, this was reported by CNBC, that the jobless claim numbers could reflect possible errors or even something as serious as fraud. Let's take a look at the clip, and I want you to decide for yourself. Let's roll the tape and watch.
Market coming from yesterday's filings for jobless claims. They numbered a surprising 898,000, reflecting a round of recently announced layoffs and maybe some surge in the coronavirus. But there are increasing concerns that the claims numbers could also reflect errors and even fraud that would still make the job situation troubling, but perhaps less troubling than it appears. Here's some numbers that we put together using my calculator. The latest data show that 25.2 million Americans are receiving some form of jobless benefit. That's either through the regular claims, the pandemic unemployment assistance, or extended benefits. But when you count the unemployed and those who have dropped out of the workforce since February, well, it's less than half of that at 11.2 million. The fact is, no one can really explain the difference, but there are concerns that there are repeated applications for claims in the weekly data that make it less reliable. Michael Gapin from Barclays says it's difficult to draw a firm conclusion about the signal from initial claims and what it says about the rate of job separation since the state of California announced a pause that's now running on 3 weeks, by the way, in its processing of initial claims on September 19th to reduce backlogs and implement fraud protection technology. If all that is true, however, it doesn't mean the job market is in good shape, just not as bad as claims make it appear. Even judged by the better numbers, we're still in the throes of a fairly severe recession. But it would appear the stock market, guys, is trading on the better take on the jobs market and maybe some coming stimulus, not the worst one. Joe?
So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Let me know if you think there's a big difference between the actual claims, remember the claims for unemployment benefit insurance, and the real unemployment. Keep in mind that these are supposed to be directly related, but based on the report from CNBC and based on the data that we are seeing from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, this is a government agency, these are not matching. Again, the number of claims, the unemployment benefit insurance claims, when compared with the real unemployment, are supposed to match. If the number of unemployment insurance claims represent 25.2 million individuals representing unemployment insurance at this moment in time, whereas the real unemployment, in other words, individuals who are unemployed, who dropped out of the workforce, represents 11.2 million. That's a big discrepancy. Now, let me be clear. Unemployment insurance claims generally provide an indication of how the economy is doing. If the unemployment insurance claims go up, that means the economy is not doing well. If the unemployment insurance claims go down, that means the economy is doing well. Everybody has a job. Everybody's gainfully employed. So this is a very difficult time for us in our country, in our economy, but there's clearly a massive discrepancy. And let's be clear, fraud does exist. I've done other videos on fraud specifically as it pertains to fraud when it comes to the pandemic unemployment assistance program in the country. But let's take a look at this second segment from CNBC where Steve Leisman talks about the fact that the claim numbers are indeed useful, but there are a lot of concerns about the how the economy will do in the fourth quarter, because keep in mind the unemployment insurance claims actually went up by 50,000 in the past week. So this is whichever way you look at it, there is cause for concern, but it's clear that the number of unemployment insurance claims are not in sync with real unemployment. Let's roll the tape and let me know what you think.
So we always hear about polls and the margin of error. I mean, we'd be surprised, I think, on these numbers. And I guess we see revisions the next month that always bring home how difficult it is to get an exact read on on claims, on the big number every first Friday of every month and everything. And it's always a net number, right, Steve? I mean, not with the claims, but this is a huge economy, and you can try a lot of different techniques to get exactly at what's happening, but it's always, I keep saying this, an art, not a science. I don't think there's any science left, but it's an art, not a science.
Well, I mean, what's happening, Joe, is that I think the claims numbers are useful in the sense that when they go up, it's probably reflective of some weakness in the job market. When they go down, it's probably reflective of some strength. There's a big question about the magnitude. And as you know, Joe, before this pandemic hit and these unemployment offices were overwhelmed with all of these claims, claims were thought to be a very good and reliable immediate indicator of what was happening in the economy. Now, as you know, we've also turned to a lot of high-frequency data. That high-frequency data is more flat than down, but it's really showing that the pace of recovery, and there are a lot of worries now, Joe, about employment in the fourth quarter. The stock market, it's interesting. Some of this is happening, as you know. We have to get the jobs levels right for companies to be profitable, to then go ahead and invest. Some of it, though, is definitely going to be a drag on the economy and the expansion.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really, really appreciate you watching our channel and giving us your time. That means a lot to us. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. Remember, you can get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list. You can also get added to our email list. Go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list. Now, keep in mind that you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. You get exclusive content if you follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter. Now, keep in mind, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you'll be able to visit our homepage, watch our videos at any point in time that you want. Thank you so much for watching. You'll get the links to all our resources in the description section below. So make sure you check them out. Also, please comment and engage with us in our community, because our community is growing very, very rapidly. And you are an important part of our community, an important part of our family. Finally, please make sure to share this video with friends and family members. That's your vote of confidence in us and all the efforts that go on behind the scenes here at Ignition Time. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.